the truth about ending homelessness is that we as a society are focusing on the easy stuff, right? And we're missing one major point that's going to really make ending homelessness actually a sustainable, long-term, permanent change into the way that we all experience society.
Oh.
And this is about how we are responsible for our own civil society. We, you and me, everyone who lives in the system of civil society, we all have a responsibility for not only creating the experience of society that we want,
Right.
but also for creating the possibility of that experience for everybody else living within the same community. Homelessness isn't just about not having a roof over your head.
It's not?
It's not just about living on the streets. It's about a state of mind of homelessness. So before I name it, just imagine for yourself, have you ever felt like an outsider in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, so being an outsider is, it's a sense that somehow you've got to make an extra effort to belong.
Yeah.
Right?
It's exactly it.
And when you're down and out, that extra effort is almost insurmountable. So where does that sense of belonging come from? The sense of belonging that has you know that you can try stuff out and fail, and you will learn and you will grow and you will be supported by people around you. That's the sense of belonging I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So where does that come from? Well, there's two opposing forces that come into play when I'm talking about a sense of belonging. You could almost think in this context of a sense of personal possibility, or that cliche word, empowerment, right? What is it that's helping to keep homeless people on the streets? Well, firstly, how I feel about myself as a homeless person has a lot to do with it. Okay, so I've been beating myself up for years. I made some really crap choices in my life, maybe. Or I've had circumstances imposed on me which led me to basically lose everything. And I'm now dependent on the services and love of other people in the support system just to keep me from dying, right? My daily experience is spent, if I'm really got it switched on, my planning horizon is 2 hours. I'm struggling just to meet the basics of life, right? And so I'm feeling really crap about myself. I'm not feeling like I can really push out and expand myself much. So there's an inside-out force which contributes to my sense of belonging, right? And there's also an outside-in force contributing to my sense of belonging. How do I feel seen by you? How do I feel seen by you? So a common experience of homeless people is that people will cross the street to avoid them, right? Or people will walk past and they'll clutch their handbag a bit tighter. Or they might confront me with some sort of get a job kind of argument. Or on occasion, people might come up to me and actually ask me how I'm doing. And they're the rare ones. But what's actually going on is every time you clutch your handbag or walk across the street, I feel that I really don't belong here and that I'm here under sufferance. So there's an outside-in force. How inviting do you think that feels? So then I come back to this idea of, have you ever felt that you were an outsider, that you didn't belong? How invited did you feel? How powerful did you feel? You know, a common experience for many people is being made wrong, being made to feel wrong, for example, by a parent or a loved one, right? How does that feel? Recall that pain, right? This is the pain of not belonging that is carried by nearly every person who is currently experiencing homelessness. They didn't want to be here. No one ever planned to be homeless. And yet this outside-in force of ostracization helps to push the barrier of possibility even closer into themselves. So here I am, feeling crap about myself, right? My bubble of possibility is very tight around my body. What's helping to keep it that way is the fact that everybody sees me as a piece of garbage, and I know it and I feel it. Right. So that's
okay.
So there's point one is a sense of belonging is the missing factor in the discussions that everybody has about homelessness. Homelessness isn't just not having a place of your own. It's not just about being dependent on others simply to stay alive. It's also about where you feel that you can belong. And while the invitation isn't there from us looking at a homeless person, an invitation isn't there, it's okay for you to be an outsider because someone else is taking care of you, then you will never feel as a homeless person that you can belong to the same society that I, as a non-homeless person, can live in. So that we will always, as people with houses, experience homelessness in our society because we are always seeing somebody as an outsider. My invitation to you is to turn that around on its head and create the possibility that everybody in my neighbourhood belongs here, regardless of how much stuff they currently own. And start talking to people, anybody, everybody, not just homeless people, immigrants, people who are visibly different to you. Talk to everybody like they're a human being. So what's it going to take for you and me to start talking to people, anyone, regardless of status, as a human being? Well, there's only one person that has to change here. And that's you and that's me.